improvement in our generational supply. That is one important element. Ultimately, partnership with
Internally displaced people, referred to as IDPs, are among the most vulnerable people in the world, and many are trapped in protracted displacement for years or even decades. Uprooted from their homes and livelihoods, they often face dangerous conditions and continue to face risk even after fleeing for safety. National governments have the primary responsibility to protect and assist their displaced citizens and residents, but they may be unable or unwilling to do so. In Nigeria, federal government ideally should provide and enable the right to basic humanitarian assistance such as food, medicine, and shelter, the right to be protected from physical violence, the right to education, freedom of movement and residence. On Dateline, we take a look at the conditions of internally displaced persons in Nigeria, highlighting programs and initiatives aimed at empowering workers, children through access to education and creativity. See you in a moment. I'm Joyce Onsu. Welcome back. According to United Nations estimates, UN, there are approximately 80 million displaced people worldwide, with the number doubling in the last 2 decades. Of these, according to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, Africa as a whole accounted for about a third of the internally displaced persons. Nigeria, Africa's most populous country, has experienced various forms of conflict, including ethno, religious, social, and political unrest. The Boko Haram insurgency, which began more than a decade ago, has led to one of the largest humanitarian crises in Nigeria, reportedly displacing more than 2 million people. In response to the increasing number of IDPs arising from the conflict in Nigeria and other parts of Africa at large, the United Nations Commission on Humanitarian Affairs, in collaboration with the Peace Building Initiative, World Bank, Red Cross, among others, has assisted several African states in restoring peace and political order and addressing acute hunger and malnutrition as part of the post-conflict peace building and economic recovery efforts. Despite these concerted efforts, the long-term consequences of the conflict have not yet been adequately addressed, which would be of great importance for the long-term support of both host communities and internally displaced persons. Now, there are 5 IDP camps in Abuja. 1, Lugbe IDP camp, Area 1 IDP camp, New Kuchingoro IDP camp, Kuje IDP camp, Wasa IDP camp. In Borno State, there's the Bakassi and Dalori IDP camps. Now, when IDPs do settle, places of refuge may lack adequate shelter, food, clean water, or health care. Even where such services exist, the sudden influx of people can overwhelm them. Now, it can be difficult for displaced people to find work, leaving them without an income to support themselves and their families. As a result, IDPs often endure more severe and persistent poverty and higher food insecurity than others in society. IDPs' living conditions, often precarious and overcrowded, expose them to health risk. Now, let's take this break. You will be apprised of the calls by trade unions and scholars on the need to pay attention to the psychological well-being of IDPs. Also, when we return, we'll have a good discussion with a consultant who currently is interacting with some IDP children. Stay with us.
We were able to identify some of the workers who are also displaced themselves, living in the IDP camps and also taking care of other IDPs. And nobody is talking about their trauma. Nobody is talking about their own experiences and losses. Everybody is concerned about them rendering services to the IDP. Some of them lost their houses, their certificates, into fire outbreak and the rest when they have to run for their lives. And, life is also challenging for them.
Beyond education and health, there's also the need to demand that there's also quality provision of utilities such as water, including electricity. Because these are persons who are beyond the fact that they are displaced, they also need to be stabilized.
So with this document that is being launched today, I think it's going to go a long way in giving evidence-based intervention, tailoring specific interventions to the plight of IDPs.
My name is Wu.
My name is Zera.
My name is Shaks.
My name is Bob.
My name is King.
My name is Eddie.
My name is Mr. P.
My name is Shine.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Relax. Listen, from here now. Let me see. So remember it's okay. One. Look at my head. Look at my head. Bear it. One. Did you get it? 5, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Stand up, baby. Look impressive. Yeah. Okay. Next now. So watch it. You are going 1, 2. Did you see it? Let's go 5, 6, 7, 8. Back. Forward. You understand? Again, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back. Just do that. 5, 6, 7. Good. Next, from there now, watch me from 1, 2, 1, 2. You see my hand? You see? Yeah, let's go now. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1.
Give me your Bakasi. Your body looking like tsunami. Explosive Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Let's see how get down, make me this guy police. Don't make me over the pay. Don't make me.
You with your high peak. Hey!
Don't touch me, don't Are you serious? Are you serious? She's really designer. Say you don't want.
I go, girl, I know go return. Come in one night, girl, let it on. Tell her don't get you some breakup. And you know back to I like the heart, my baby
I would also like to congratulate and commend the organizers of this event, Mr. House himself, who is the driving force behind this project and who is so passionate about providing housing for the masses in Nigeria. I congratulate you. This is a very good event and it should be sustained.
Moving on, my guest, Olayemi Amale Onidare. Olayemi is a multifaceted professional whose academic and professional journey forms the bedrock of her innovative projects. As the executive producer of the Master Star Minds talent show, she combines creativity, strategic insight, and technical expertise to lead a platform that discovers, nurtures, and connects young talents to global opportunities. Beyond her professional accolades, Olayemi is passionate about fostering youth engagement, enabling lifelong learning, and promoting positive contributions to society. As the visionary founder of the Masterminds Talent Show, Olayemi combines her love for team building, networking, and photography to inspire the next generation of creative minds. Her work exemplifies a commitment to excellence, innovation, and meaningful impact. And you know, we're talking conditions of internally displaced persons, particularly paying attention to workers there and young adults, children basically. And like I said, we've been talking and looking at programs and initiatives, you know, targeted towards this sector of society. Thank you so much for coming on Dateline.
Thank you so
I
much.
hope I didn't leave anything out.
No, it's
okay.
Fine. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you. Let's get into, first and foremost, I know you're very passionate. Personally, I've interacted with you. You would catch a grenade, you know, for the less privileged. That's just why I love what you do. Now, what's the drive? Why would you want to look for gold in the rubble?
Okay, the inspiration to look for talented children now in the rubble, like you said, that's the internally displaced persons camp particularly, was born out of passion and consideration for the less privileged. We just feel as a company that children in those type of areas are being left behind in a lot of things in Nigeria since we are currently operating here. Most of the time when you hear of talent shows, it's people that are privileged to be in big cities, in big areas, and then it cuts them off, like it gives them a social disadvantage. So we looked at it and we're like, no, we have children who are extremely talented in those areas and we are out to look out for them.
Okay. So let's get into your journey and sojourn at the IDP camp. So far, in your interactions, what have you discovered? Have you found some gold, silver, diamonds?
Yes, we have found a couple of gold, silver, and diamonds. So the main thing for us is that, yes, we have a lot of talented, untapped potentials in the IDPs. I can guarantee you that. And the reason I'm saying that is because when we went for the first time to scout because our project is in phases, so we went to scout because we want to form dance groups across the IDPs. And then when we went to scout for dancers, the caliber of children and the caliber of talents we experienced was very amazing. And we, on our own part now, we're looking at how to source them because they are raw talents. We'll look for them and then we are going to polish these talents and then we know. However, what I see about the IDPs currently is that I think they need a lot of mental reorientation. Reason is because most of them are mostly focused on short-term benefits rather than long-term, how would I put it, long-term opportunities that they may enjoy as a result of things like talent shows. So they've seen themselves already as trophies where, okay, you just get what you want instantly and then you move on. So from my interactions with them, the parents now have started passing that ideology to that mindset to the children. So it is going down. So I see it as a place that really needs a mind reorientation urgently.
You know, a lot of times when we have current issues, burning issues, I always think about the future. Because where we are now as a nation is actually a product of past policies or some neglect in the past. Now, let's get to our next question. What kind of laws or policies would you suggest, government should look into or probably start to work on to improve the state of internally displaced people?
For the policies and laws that government should look at, I would recommend the ones that are high on education and healthcare and their general well-being. Because if you look at it, like from the interactions we've had, we went and scouted about 16 children dancers to form a group. Out of those 16, we had about 7 or 8 not in school. So part of the benefits we are offering to them is that, okay, you know what, you join our dance group. What we do for you is that we start paying your fees as long as you remain on our dance group. So we're trying to entice them with entertainment and thereby keeping them in school. So after we interacted with the parents, most of them, why are these children not in school? They will just tell us there's no money to put them in school and all of that. But if you look at it ideally, if there's a policy or a law that can support them, they would allow their children to go to school because they are willing, they really want the children to go to school. But I see it as if they don't have the means to actually support these children to be in school.
Okay, so now moving on. What's your take on access to funding to initiate entrepreneurial activities and improve their economic conditions?
I have, okay, for their economic conditions to be improved, I have interacted with a lot of them, like at all levels, their leadership, the people, like even the families, the children. So I have a lot of information about what is going on there. Part of the concerns that the leadership has about the people within the IDP still links to that mental reorientation. And then the challenge is that the leadership sees like the people there have turned themselves into something that they just want to take and take and take. And then when they told me that there is no form of empowerment programs that has not happened in the camps.
Oh, really?
Yes, but some of them, as soon as they're finishing the programs, they give them tools and equipment to start up. I was told that some of them, those equipment will not even stay that night. They go sell it because of that mindset thing I'm talking about. They prefer the now. They don't look at the future. I think the things they've passed through, what they've experienced, has really affected their mindset that the only thing they think about is what they have now.
You know, I have this question, but I don't know if I can still ask. Okay. Because I was going to ask if you would agree that the Nigerian government or civil society groups are the architects of the future of IDPs. But as it is now, currently, based on what you have firsthand, you know, engagements with them, these folks actually need to reorientate their minds.
Yes,
there's a lot of renewing of the mind.
Renewing of the mind is very important for the IDP.
So nobody is the architect of anybody's future.
Nobody. Because like what I've seen, sometimes when I get home, I sit down, sometimes I cry that, okay, is it that? What exactly is the problem? And I narrowed it down to a mindset thing. Because I don't understand why you will be empowered to start something, and when you're empowered, all you just do is, no, I don't need it now. What I need now is just what I will just eat. So when we went, okay, I'll give you a classic example. The day we went, one of the days we went scouting for the talent, there was an NGO that came cooking food. And then we were there scouting for children. Of course, okay, we had the plans. Any child we put in our own group, we're going to cater for this, and then we have our own plans for them. Do you know, parents came to pull their children off where we were doing our own scouting, and they picked them to where they were sharing rice and like chicken. So for you to understand that it is not something about policies, about this, the first thing for us to even change what is happening in the IDPs would be a mindset reorientation. And I'm very, very certain that would help a lot.
I totally agree. Wow. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Then finally, now you mentioned something about dance groups. Are you also going to have some tech-savvy children discovered?
Yes.
Maybe in the future, if not this particular set, maybe another quarter.
Yes. We intend to go all out to discover the talents in the IDPs. However, if you're looking at tech kind of thing, because the children are not really exposed to technological gadgets and co, it would limit our ability to reach those kind of children. However, what we can do is, okay, we look for children who have who have aspirations in that area, and then we take them and then we mentor them to become what they want to be. Because part of our program is actually mentorship. We're very big on mentorship, and even the ones we scouted for the dance group, if you see some of the videos we're going to share with you, we already got a professional dancer to train them, so that when we compare when we started with them, we can have this big baseline to say that, okay, this is how they were before and now this is how they are. So we are very big on mentorship, and I'm sure we're going to discover children that would have those kind of aspirations.
All right. Thank you so much, Olayemi. Onidari. Thank you for your time. And like I would say, keep up the good work. Please don't be discouraged. At best, maybe we'll probably look for some shrinks and therapists to partner with, so that, you know, the goal is still maintained. Yes. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
You've heard from our guests and some of the reports we took earlier during the show. Achieving durable solutions involves a multifaceted approach, especially a mindset reorientation. Also, it is very important for policymakers to think about the sustainable reintegration, local integration and resettlement. These strategies, no doubt, will help to reduce the needs and vulnerabilities of displaced communities while enhancing their resilience and capacity. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms as we desire more likes, subscriptions and followership. I'm Joyce Nwosu. Thanks for your time. Bye for now.
Housing TV Africa, your first in housing development broadcasting.